Back to 3U, and we have our next early monster, Qurupeco. Armor-wise, I like it. The use of light greens and purples are a great mix, really makes the bird's equipment stand out with some colorful flair. It seems to be going with a Native American style, particularly with the helm's headdress looks, both for male and female armor. In addition to that, the armor looking as if it was made of mostly feathers is an aesthetic I really like. Without a doubt, I find this to be a good looking set. I give the Qurupeco armor a B. While I don't have the set myself, I was able to find a Palico set from 4U. It's super simple, with the most notable part of the armor being the helmet. Much like the Hunter's, it's a headdress, and there's a cute little beak part in the front that's nice. I would give this set a C. It is fine, but doesn't really have much going for it. On to the weapons, we first have the sword and shield. The tomahawk look of the sword is awesome, even if it looks to only be made of bone. Vivid feathers on the shield are nice as well. It's a pretty cool weapon. Next is the hunting horn, which looks a lot like the neck and head of a Qurupeco. This certainly makes the horn memorable and has some useful songs. I just get weirded out by the beak of the horn. Every time you play a song, it stretches and inflates. My first time seeing this kind of freaked me out. I wouldn't say I love this weapon, but I appreciate its uniqueness. We have a pretty decent gun lance. The shield looks good and there are some small talons at the end of the lance. Plus, this weapon is more white than green, which makes it stand out compared to the rest of Qurupeco's weapons. It's a good looking gun lance, nothing super special though. Where things get weird is hammer. First off, we have this hammer, which, while having a simple looking head with some feathers on it, I actually really like this one. It's simplicity done right, and even so, the layered look of the head is kind of neat and really interesting. We also have this flower-esque looking hammer. I've always viewed it as a Qurupeco weapon, especially since it's clearly made using the feathers of the Qurupeco. But upon looking at it more closely, I noticed that the end of the handle is made of gobble parts, which makes sense as this weapon can inflict paralysis. So maybe it's not just a Kuro hammer, which might explain why Pukei kinda stole its look and world. Oh well, I like the look of this hammer as well. The feathers being arranged in a way to look like a flower is neat, and it has very vivid colors. The switch axe is okay. I don't find this weapon to be memorable, though the sword mode is certainly different. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't like this one. The colors are kinda off, and it doesn't help that I'm not a huge fan of switch axe to begin with. This one gets a pass. And lastly, we have my favorite designed weapon of Kuro's, the bow. It has this unique heart shape with a thick and stretchy string that I think is made of the monster's wings. Then we have the notch resembling the beak, and I like how it's a spread bow. Not many of the bows stand out that much to me in 3U, which is why I like Qurupeco's the most, since it has the most drastic design. Overall, I'm giving the weapons a C, as I like the look of a few of them, but they just aren't designs I truly love. They are, for the most part, simply fine. See you guys next time when we take a look at the next monster in the 3U roster.